Hello, everyone. This is your Frontier Opening Bell this Wednesday, the 21st of December. And this is how some of the big markets on the African continent finished off on Tuesday. The Nigerian market eked out 0.04%. The BRVM here in West Africa was a bit bigger, roughly 0.5%. The EGX was down 1.46. The Nairobi market fell 22. And the South African market down by roughly 0.5%, around 73,000, holding it around that level as we saw a bit of a mixed Tuesday across the emerging and developed markets. Quite a number of issues around the dollar, whether the Chinese economy will slump a little bit due to World Bank latest forecast. Quite a whole lot to digest again as we begin to wrap up the year. So let's take all of this up and then move on to the big stories within the East African space. Just to get you started on the East Coast, there are FIX, Kenya Airways, Kenya Power Holdings, both listed on the Nairobi Securities. That was part of the Article 4 consultation report that the IMF pushed to the William Ruto's administration just for that $477 million funding facility that Kenya has now obtained from the IMF. In the meantime, the country's external debt at about 4.35 trillion shillings, trade deficit 1.37 trillion shillings. That's all part of the data that came out of that Article 4 report. And the DRC has gotten $50 million in terms of budget support, the first since 2005 from the World Bank. And the IMF has also approved $31.9 million in support to Madagascar on the island of the Indian Ocean. Quite a bit of a lifeline is coming in from the West in the wake of the Russian crisis, the unfinished part of the COVID-19 pandemic and the global supply chain disruptions, food crisis, and all of that the continent Africa currently face. Okay, let's look into the West African marketplace and bits of economic headlines, with the Federal High Court yesterday saying that there is no basis for the State Security Service to detain the Central Bank Governor, Godwin Emefiele. And the Ghana stock market slumped 0.20% on Tuesday on the back of the technical default that the country went into on Monday, defaulting on some bilateral loans, commercial loans, and payments on Eurobond as well. The AGF West Africa has says it's backed Orabank Group in Togo, which is one of the smallest countries, West Africa, with about 60 billion CFA franc to support small and medium enterprises. And the Central Bank for Central African countries, the BEAC, is forecasting the decline in growth for the CEMAC region for next year, 2023, while Versus Bank in Cote d'Ivoire says it's gotten approval from the authorities to serve as a custodian bank. Congratulations. Let's get it done. Looking to Southern Africa, Eskom, we rolling outages is now around level 5 to, yesterday, or today, pardon, that's for Wednesday. That was the announcement came in yesterday. And the global stock market is hasn't had a very fair share of the year 2022. IPO's market plunged, and of course, quite a number of listings were delayed in a number of developed markets, as it were. Fuel prices may trim to about 2.80 Rand in South Africa next year. That's according to one of the independent energy agencies reporting there for the country. And the Namibia Post reporting that its net profit went up about 67 million in Namibian dollar terms for the year 2022, while Angola's November crude oil output was up about 3% at about 1 million barrels per day. Let's look into the North African markets with Morocco. Morocco's tech company AVL signing $8 million investment protocol deal that is expected to help the company move forward in terms of its operations, while the UAE and Morocco are discussing an industrial cooperation between the Middle East and North Africa, while Egypt says it's concluded $14 billion concessionary development funding agreements so far in 2022. Congratulations. And let's keep all that in the box this Wednesday on Frontier Africa Reports. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you again.